So Lian is the hero of the month on Hero Wars Dominion Era, and people want to know if she is good or not. And the right teams, absolutely, just like any other hero. But the main question is, is she good enough to go toe-to-toe with some of the more popular lines that are out there, especially Dante lines? Let's go figure it out.
It's only a game. Why you have to be...
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central. And today I want to talk a little bit about Waifu, or Lian, as her actually called. I don't like Lian as a hero of the month. You can get her soul stones from the Grain Arena shop. It's one of the easiest shop coins to collect. Just get decently high in the Grain Arena, and you just get them every couple of minutes, right? Really get easy access to Lian. I think that new heroes should get Hero of the Month treatment. The Amiras and the Irises and the Mushing Shrooms and the Juliuses of the world, considering that there really isn't any way to get those hero soul stones right now unless you are doing really well in Clash of Worlds for Amira and Iris, and no way at all for Mushy Shroom, Julius, Kayla and Aiden. I think that those heroes should be Hero of the Month, but that's neither here nor there. A lot of people like heroes that are like Lian, and while she doesn't jump out at you as being the type of hero that could be good in this popularity contest that we have right now, but the addition of basically 20,000 more health on her book is actually pretty incredible. All right, and the fact that she does a ton of pure damage and the control stuff, I mean, throw her up against any team that doesn't have Sebastian in it, and you're going to be great. Even if the team does have Sebastian in it, you just use an Ode Stripper like Maya, or Aurora with Biscuit, or what have you, and you should do pretty well. And while we're at it, I just want to show you the rest of this team that I used to play a couple of years ago before Dante became as popular as he did. I used Faceless for the magic penetration buff, and I stacked it with Celeste and Jorgen and Aurora, and all of these heroes are great heroes that benefited a ton. I mean, an extra 20,000 health on every single one of these heroes. Actually, I'm sorry, Aurora, the Book of Illusions, she gets about like an extra 30,000 health because it's a 57% increase, I think. The dodge and the extra health from this, I mean, it's just so good. Faceless in particular is one that benefited a ton, but not really on the defense. But you'll see, maybe it doesn't actually matter that much if you have a hero like Lian or Arachne to control. And I think that a lot of people are going to use Arachne in place of Lian, and that's okay. I still think that Arachne's slightly better of a hero. But if we go into combat training and we see this team, I see this team a ton. This or something similar to it, right? And I wouldn't normally use Aurora against Dante. I think she's just a little too flimsy in my opinion. And of course you got to use Morrigan here, but you don't even really need a healer. Okay, we can try a healer. Let's try Celeste. Actually makes a little bit of difference. But the original idea of this team is that you stack magic attack artifacts with Celeste and Lian and Jorgen, and then you use Faceless for the magic penetration and to copy Aurora, and the Aurora, her ultimate plus magic penetration plus all that bonus magic attack does some great things. But I don't really like to use healers against lines like this, because if you get past their original line of their original defenses, there really isn't much that they can do. Mage teams in general, I think, got a huge amount of increased effectiveness, and I'll be honest with you, Morrigan in particular makes every single control hero, every single mage work. She just can absolutely obliterate every Dante line, not every line obviously, but the added defenses that she got from her book, she could already tank Nebula boosted Dante before most Nebula boosted Dante lines. And since he didn't really get any kind of damage bonuses, like any additional physical attack aside from his agility ring, he didn't get any additional penetration. And if the enemy team doesn't have anything to kind of boost that damage output, he really doesn't have much. Now we might time out here with Celeste, where we if we play in auto mode here, whereas we wouldn't have before with Jorgen. I do find that kind of interesting that it looks like we're gonna be able to finish it off anyway. It's gonna be close. Looks like we're not gonna be able to do it. That's okay. That's all right. If we change this back to Jorgen, actually, let's just leave it. Let's just do these 4 heroes right here. We don't even need it. Let's just see what happens here. And then I want to show you Morrigan's book. Yeah, see, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. You don't even need the main Dante counters. You don't need to do Heidi, Iris, Dorian. Jorgen's the actual hero that you're supposed to use here. And then we're gonna switch gears and move it over to we're gonna add a Sebastian in just to kind of show the changes to the line. I don't know that I like this team in particular anymore, but this would be, if I really liked Lian, this would probably be the team that I would use if my server, why can't I ever find Jorgen? If my server was full of Dante teams. So first, let's try this. We're not gonna put a pet on him. I don't like pets on Jorgen. And this actually should be enough. But you'll watch, like if you pay attention to Faceless's health and you know all of that, Morrigan can protect all of these squishy mages behind her. Right, and it's because of Morrigan that Lian is just so good. So I'm going to show you real quick Morrigan. You know, she got the health right here. Hugely impactful. And, you know, that modifying her little bebes, well, the magic attack, I should say, modifies her little bebe skeletons. Just such a hard counter to Dante. And, I mean, gosh, the bonus to magic attack from that book and her ring that she gets. Morrigan makes any mage that stands behind her just work. Now, obviously, you have to have a cohesive team to throw against that. All right, so instead of Nebula here, let's use Sebastian, right? The physical attack from Dorian isn't really providing as much of an oomph that, you know, that Dante's not breaking through that mage control line. So let's see if a little bit of critical hit, bonus critical hit helps. I don't know how much it's really going to help, but let's just do that, you know, that same line as we had before. Now let's just see what happens. Without having the critical hit, Dante has a really hard time blowing up some of these tanks. All of that extra health and armor that they got, and in Aurora's case, all that extra dodge. Of course, the dodge is kind of a wash against you know, everybody else's ring, unless you have the dodge artifact weapon and the dodge book, and then it's actually a little bit more overwhelming than the enemy artifacts, the ring. And of course, the reason why I'm talking about artifacts so much is because, you know, all of these heroes getting the level 130 artifacts. It's a lot of them are a kind of a wash, but Aurora is one of the special cases that her bonus dodge outpaces the enemy's main stat increase. Dante's the same way. He's got dodge and health for his book, as well as his dodge artifact. So his bonus dodge outpaces. He's going to be dodging more than he did before. Though, you know, how much more being a random stat, it's really kind of hard to say. So we added in Sebastian just to, you know, see if it, you know, was able to slow down the control effects from Lian or Jorgen or whatever. And it doesn't appear like it's really helping that much. What I really like about this team is it's really grindy. It doesn't always have enough damage to finish the enemies off, but, you know, you have a hard time losing. I think that I would probably see this as more of a defensive line. And here we go. We're gonna run into the same situation where we can't quite. Okay, well, we finished him off. So let's see if we can get consistent win rates. There's one, so 4 out of 5. So 2, 3. So this definitely isn't the consistent team to use. But the point that I'm trying to make is Lian is really kind of interchangeable with Arachne in a lot of instances. If you're seeing a lot of Dante teams, I think that I would probably still err on the side of leveling up the mage Iris and Arachne and Maya instead of Lian. But if you're not seeing a ton of Dante, then, you know, maybe give Lian a try. So hope everybody found this video helpful. If you are interested in the team that I would build if my server was full of Dantes, which it is, then check out the video that's on screen now. Spoiler alert, it's Heidi, Iris, Dorian, and basically any tank. It works just great. Those 4 heroes usually takes out just about every single Dante line there is. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.